and both teams wanted to win really bad. And that's not always the case, as crazy as that sounds like, but both teams wanted to win really badly, and unfortunately somebody was going to have to not be able to do that. And so every possession down the stretch, I mean, for the last 8 minutes even, it seemed like, and then the overtime, every single possession seemed so critical. And so for our guys to value those on both ends of the ball, I thought we did a really good job defensively. We had a smaller lineup in there at times, which and we were playing chess back and forth. Coach Ewing then brings Wahad back in late in the game, and so we had to make a decision if we were going to stay small or go big. It was just a really good basketball game, but I can't say enough about the competition, the level of competition and competitive spirit on both sides of it, and this was a high point for our team, particularly in those moments and competing at that level in those moments.
All right, questions for players, and please direct your question at the player, please.
Meechie, I know you haven't been at full health for much of the season, dealing with the ankle. It seemed like you were looking pretty healthy out there today. How did it feel out there to have the kind of performance that you did, to be able to do what you did today?
Man, truthfully, first I got to give glory to God, to still be in this position. Last 2 weeks, it's been rough, just in and out of games, trying to get your rhythm back, coming to the season so explosive and feeling good, and then you have a little setback, and, it does something to your mental a little bit. And just to have a game like this, man, it's a great team win. But for me, man, my confidence, I needed this game, honestly. And I just want to say thanks to Coach and my teammates, because without them, I probably wouldn't have had this game. The past 2 weeks when I was having, bad games or missing a lot of shots, they all kept encouraging me to shoot and stay confident. So it was a great team win, and I can't be thankful enough to be in this position right now.
Front left here.
Me? Oh, okay. Meechie, you hit the three with 20.6 seconds left. Was there any thought of maybe holding it to the end, or did you feel like you were in such a groove that when you got the ball that you definitely was going to take that deep three?
Man, again, it comes with confidence, man. Coach got confidence in me, and I just felt his hand was down. I've been in situations like that throughout my whole career. You go back and watch highlights and stuff that I've been through. So, I love moments like that. Again, my teammates trusted me, and, it went in, so we got the win. I couldn't be more than thankful.
And Gigi, you look like a different person in the second half, more engaged offensively. What was the difference between you being able to get into that rhythm in the second half and kind of feeling yourself around in the first half?
Towards the first half, mentally, I just wasn't there at all, and I take full blame for how the team played in the first half, because I wasn't out there a majority of the time, because my body language and how I looked on the bench and how I was trotting down the court, putting my head down and stuff. But when we got in the locker room, one of the main things that stuck out to me, what Coach Paris told me, and sorry for my language, but he was like, that's bull. I just looked up at the ceiling, and I was like, I got you. And then Coach Buckley told me he came to the NBPA camp back over the summer, and he was like, I need that, Gigi. And when I saw always smiling, laughing, getting after it, and I just looked at him and I nodded. Then when I saw that first shot go in, I was like, oh, okay, give me that.
Back right.
Meechie, it looked like you had a lot of passion out there, a lot of emotion. Did you know someone in the crowd? It seemed like you were kind of playing up to the crowd there towards the end of the game.
Yeah, man, my dad drove down 5 hours from Cleveland. I haven't seen him in 2-3 months, and our family, man, we've been going through a lot, and me playing out there, I get my whole entire family there, so I haven't seen my dad. He haven't seen me play in a very, very long time, and just seeing him out there and seeing my sisters and my brother last night, I even met with my dad. He came to our hotel, and he even told me, yo, I need you to get back to being yourself. I need you. Our family going through a lot. You have to really step it up and be there for your team, you know what I'm saying, because you're the point guard. They're depending on you, so you're just seeing him out there, and my brother who live out here, my uncle who came down. It was just a blessing, from God to be in this position to see them, so, yeah.
And then particularly for you guys to bounce back after the tough defeat at GW, how much more does this add to this?
This is a great win, a very great win. Not just for our entire program, our team really. We're really, I feel like, growing, and we're a young team, man. We got a lot of people who came from the portal, a lot of freshmen. We was missing someone. But you're gonna have ups and downs, man, throughout the season, and having a win like this Georgetown's a great team, man. Great team. Big East is a great conference. So when you get a win like that, you just you build off this and get ready for next Sunday. So
I don't
yeah.
even know what days we
Yeah.
I show up.
Next
Tell me
event.
where to be, and I
Next
show up.
In the middle here.
Gigi, it seemed like Georgetown was trying a bunch of different defenses against you guys, man and zone and this and that. Is there any one kind of defense that was most frustrating for you, or is there any kind of defense that you feel you're the best and most successful against?
There's no particular defense I feel like that can completely shut me out. When it got to overtime, like I'm still basically a kid, and I've never been in a position like that to be called up to hit a big shot like that. I tried to hype myself up. I was like, Coach, give me that. I'm gonna hit it. But like it didn't go in, and it wasn't my time. It was that guy time over there. You know, I love him. Like me and him, like we was like so close. And when I first got to South Carolina, like me and him, we had like long talks in his room and different things like that. And like he just motivated me. But like back to your question, I don't feel like there's any defense that can like completely shut me out. But anytime I can get the ball, I feel like I'm not a selfish player. Like I guess you guys saw that I was trying to like dish it out and get some of my teammates involved.
Let's go Michael in front right, and then right behind him, and then we'll get the players out here. Michael.
Yeah, for both of you guys, Coach said the other night that the competitive spirit wasn't really there against George Washington. Obviously, it was different today. How did you guys, I guess, react to that? In practice after that game, how do you guys sort of raise that level of spirit, and how did that help you, I guess, today?
Truthfully, I mean, you look at before this game, we lost 3 out of our 4 last games, and 3 of them wasn't that close. And I mean, as a team, season will be 8 games, 9 games in. Like this will just keep happening and happening. So, I mean, it's a long season, man. You just want to keep building, and we just as a team is just like we really can't allow this to keep happening no more. I mean, we have to go out there, compete, give it everything we got, and just say we left it all out there on the floor. But I mean, we go back and watch some of those games, man. Honestly, truthfully, we wasn't competing how we should. And, it started in practice. That's what Coach say, man. If you want to be able to go out there and win these games, it starts in practice. So we really had to change our practice mentality and, get closer as a team and get more connected. And obviously we got to win tonight, and hopefully we can get plenty more.
In the middle here.
Oh, yeah, 23, like you said, you're a young player still learning. And you approach the game unselfishly. But how important is it for you to take advantage of your advantages? If they switch a little on you, to go at them and make them pay and not necessarily settle for a fade or give up the rock when you don't have to?
I feel like a lot of times in the first half I settled for like different jump shots, tough shots where the defender was in my face. But like ultimately in the second half we drew up a lot of great sets by our coaching staff, and every time he told me like they switched like roll hard to the basket, and I think I got 3 like crucial offensive rebounds, and then one ended up being and one. So I feel like anytime I get down there, even if I don't get it, I feel like I'm gonna be in the right position to get a box out and an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Middle right here.
Question for both of you guys. Obviously, you guys played out of conference, playing in Capital One Arena where the Washington Wizards play. What's it like to have that experience, playing a game out of your conference, playing in an NBA arena? What are you guys going to reflect and look back at this experience?
And for me, I feel like Gigi too, we all got goals to get to the NBA. And honestly, this is, besides the win, this is something I will never forget, to be able to play a college game in the NBA arena. It's just amazing, man. You'll always remember this for the rest of your life, especially with a win and moments like that. So, again, I'll never forget this win. I'll never forget playing in this arena. It was a great environment. It was a great atmosphere. And, I mean, like I said, it'd be something you always remember,
Yeah, same for me. When we came out, over the summer before I committed to South Carolina, I took an official visit here to Georgetown, so I got to kind of see a little bit of the arena, but I was itching so bad to get out to try to play on it. But like Meechie said, to get that feeling, I can't even really explain it. Like it's like you're there, but you're not there. Like it feel like you can just grab out of what you want. Like it's right there. But definitely like a moment that I'll never forget for sure.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach?
Hey, Coach, what was the explanation that the referees gave you at the in the regulation when they went to the monitor?
Yeah, so I haven't seen it, but I saw it live, and we were in transition, and they reached out from behind and grabbed our jersey. I mean, it wasn't a basketball play, and by definition, that's a flagrant foul. Not making a play on the ball, and so grabbed our guy's jersey, and so that's what it was. It was a flagrant foul, so we got 2 shots and the ball back.
And going down the stretch, that when Georgetown had their last possession, I know they took a shot and missed it. The clock was really running down. Was there any instruction maybe to foul them in the last 6 or 7 seconds so they couldn't get off the second three, or did you just want it to play out?
Well, if we could, I tried to get Meechie's attention when it got squirted out to the 3-point line and they fumbled it. And our guys know my stance on fouling versus not fouling, right? But when there's 20 seconds on the clock, I don't think you can tell 17, 18, 19-year-old kids when it gets down to 6, we're going to foul, right? The game is on, and we were switching certain things out there, so they got their minds all wrapped and locked into that. So it was difficult. It was difficult to give too much. I don't want to be paralysis by analysis. So we did what we wanted to do, and then if we could have gotten a foul at the end, fine, but we just played it out.
In the middle here.
Coach, I know you might be biased, but did we just see the best freshman in the country today?
I don't know. I haven't. I've only seen this group of freshmen, but he's really talented. He's really talented, and you can hear him. He's mature. He's grateful for the opportunity that he has and the gifts that he's been blessed with. He's an extremely talented guy. I mean, take basketball out of it. He plays the drums. He sings. He's got a great personality, and you have a 17-year-old kid that came up here in this environment, in this kind of game, and acknowledged the fact that his body language in the first half wasn't what it needed to be. Now, I reminded him also, but to acknowledge that as a 17-year-old and take responsibility for it, that's uncommon. So take the basketball, and what I think is going to allow his basketball to go to a really, really high level are two things. His ability to learn. He learns extremely quickly, and the humility that he has as a player.
Michael, did you have one question? Ask quick, and then we'll get Coach out of here. Last question goes to Lynn on the front here.
Okay. Yeah, you were talking about going with the small lineup. I know Ben was in foul trouble for a lot of that. I'm sure that had something to do with it.
Yeah.
But what was kind of your sense of how that small lineup worked, and is it something that we might see more going forward?
Yeah, it might. We did it. It's always in my back pocket, honestly, and defending and rebounding is really the trigger that lets me decide if I'm going to go to it or not. Today, it was foul trouble. So we went to it with foul trouble, and then we played well on both sides of the ball in that we fought for rebounds, I thought, better with that lineup, amazingly so. And so I go with, Chico was out for a lot of that. Ford was in there for some of those. If you look at those two guys' productivity on the season offensively, right, it's probably not that close, but as that group was playing well and doing what they were doing, I was going to ride those guys out until they couldn't, and I eventually subbed Chico back in there. And he did a really good job, by the way, of easing his way back in and letting everyone continue to do what they had been doing. But I did like that lineup today specifically, and we were able to handle, even when they put Wahad back in. Again, I was forced to make a decision if I wanted to remain being small or not. We doubled in the post. We were very effective in that. We rotated out of it and had better matchups that way. So, I think it's a good group for us. We're obviously going to play in our league, and there'll be a lot of big monsters in there too. So our traditional bigs, will have a valuable role. But there will definitely be some times when we play with that smaller lineup.